Hanover Wildcats Coach's Corner, a service of Hanover Electric, Blue Valley Technologies, Inline Construction, the Blue Valley Insurance Agency, Citizen State Banks, Handy's Hardware and Lumber, Midwest Products, and Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance.
See Andy Bruna at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover for a full line of your everyday hardware needs and all the building supplies you'll need to get the job done right. Just about anything you might need around the farm or home is found at Andy's, and always fast, friendly service when you need it. It just makes good sense to shop at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover, Kansas, a proud Wildcat booster. That's Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover.
Quality work at reasonable rates. Inline Construction does basements and foundations, as well as retaining walls, plus drives, patios, and sidewalks. For concrete work, call for a quote from Inline Construction at 562-5525 or inlineconstruction@yahoo.com.
The variety of our checking plans exceeds your grandfather's dreams. We have checking plans for kids, checking for college students, checking for small businesses, and checking for seniors only. We have checking plans that pay interest. By checking with us, you have quality choices to add to your portfolio and financial planning. Citizen State Bank of Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Quality banking since 1907. Member FDIC.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
Welcome in to the Hanover Wildcats Coaches Corner program, joined today with girls basketball head coach Chris Beichman. Coach, welcome back into the show this season. Your team's got a chance to get on the court there last Thursday versus Troy. You guys picked up a victory in that one. Just kind of talk about the game, early season a little bit. How do you like your team and what are you seeing?
Well, thanks for having me back. It's been a long off season with football taking most of my time going into it. So getting a little late start into basketball. Last week we had Troy, heck of a team. They got third last year in Division I. We kind of watched a little bit of film last year, knowing they lost some girls, but they still brought back Harper Wetstein, who's a Northern Iowa commit, D1 player, and she played like it. I don't know if we were quite focused or not on her or, trying to stop other girls from scoring, but when she scored in 27 of the 35 points, it was a little bit of a defensive lapse on our point, letting her get too many shots up. But, of course, it's the first game of the year. All of our girls have to step into some roles that, we lose a girl like Anna, a starter for 3 years and a big contributor for all four, and a post coming off the bench in Hannah who brought a presence to her that we're going to miss this year, that hard work ethic. So trying to fill those spots, trying to find girls to do that dirty work and try to fill that role that Anna brought on the court, that constant pressure was a little bit different for us. And our post did a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity. I knew we had a size advantage against Troy, and we could get some shots up and not necessarily make those shots. And we didn't. We went 4 for 22 from behind the arc, which is not good at all. If you're shooting that bad, we probably need to dial some of those shots back. But a lot of those shots became good passes on our rebounds, and we were able to get 26 offensive rebounds off of all of our makes, and that really propelled us to the victory.
And I want to talk about, the loss of Anna and the new players stepping in. Obviously, she was a huge part of what you guys were able to do over her 4-year standpoint, but you do return 4 starters off of last year's state championship team. So how has the chemistry or just kind of everyone maybe changing some roles here this year gone for your team here early on?
And I think some of this was taken care of in volleyball too. They had some rough times, trying to figure out that changing of the guard, as you would say. The next leaders, the next seniors taking over, and I thought, yeah, they had their struggles all year. They weren't undefeated or one loss like they were in the past, but at the end, you could see them starting to figure it out when it was go time, what needed to be done. So I'm just trying to run with that as well. Girls have done great this year, trying to fill into that spot that Anna that we are going to miss. And you lose a 19 point per game score like Anna, who can take almost anybody off the dribble. With that strong left hand, it really going to have to really balance ourselves out because the other girls like to go to the right with their dominant hand, and Anna going left, trying to balance us out. So there's going to be a lot of that, working that left side of the court more and focusing on those kind of things with our seniors and juniors and sophomores coming back. And we got a good freshman class, not a very big, but there's 2 strong freshmen coming up that I think we're going to be fine handling that changing of the guard. It's just who wants to accept the roles that Anna and Hannah vacated. And this might be, and there's only been one other year where I brought back this much returning starting time in my career. So experience-wise, we know what it takes. It's just who wants to take those steps to take over those roles. I think, and what's great about this season, it's not a sprint.
Yes.
It is a marathon, and we want to be playing our best basketball in the end of February. So we'll get it figured out here. And, of course, if we can get some wins against some really good teams, we'll take it. But it's all about learning and taking that next step.
Well, and you use the word there too as well, the depth, the experience that comes back. I mean, obviously most of these girls have been on the state championship teams now the past 3 seasons. How does that help you as a coach, I guess, when you look at the season and you get ready for it here, especially early in the year, just having that conversation that says, we know what it takes to get there. You guys know what it takes to get there, and just mainly putting the onus on the players themselves.
And that's one great thing about having the success we've had. The girls have so much more practice time with, when you go to the last game of the year every year for 3 years in a row, you're not only getting good game minutes, but you're also getting some good practice time, some moments for those younger girls to focus in on the opposing team and learn and try to use that to translate to our varsity, and they kind of get how we do things, the process. It all helps build to this moment where you're right. We're at the start of the season, and these girls kind of know hey, this is what we got to do to get there, and we want to get back there. But it's a process. I don't need to be playing my best ball. I just need to make sure I work on what I made mistakes on and take coaching, with a grain of salt. Us coaches are going to make mistakes too. I know Thursday, which is a little odd for me. Usually it's Friday and Tuesdays. But last Thursday, my rotation got off a couple times, and I had girls out there a little longer than I thought I would, and they got a little tired. It's one of those, we're going to have to get in better shape. Well, we focused on that in the last 2 practices, but, that's going to come with time as well. So, that experience, that senior leadership we're going to have, and then, of course, our talented junior, sophomore, and freshman class helping those seniors get to that point, I think we have a good chance. But like we were talking earlier, there's some tough Division II teams that are coming after us, and one's in our district.
And not only the TVL is going to be tough, but you guys this week have a tough schedule. Nemaha Central on Tuesday, and then Thayer there on Friday. So what do you want to see from your team here early on in this season, in those 2 games, just as you, like you said, prepared for this marathon that is the basketball season?
I got to watch Nemaha last Friday against Centralia, and they gave them a heck of a test. Centralia, of course, is one of the best teams in the state again this year, and probably going to be one of the top teams, if not the top team in the TVL again. So for Nemaha to come out and kind of give them a game, it was tight all the way up to the end, and I think Centralia kind of ran away with it late. It's going to be a good test for us. They pressure, they play, and I hope Coach is not listening to this so he doesn't change it up, but I want to see their tough man-to-man defense. I want to see how our girls handle it. That was one thing last year. We used Anna a lot against man-to-man to have that ball in her hand and attack. And, of course, losing her, we're going to have somebody step up. Troy last week played a lot of 1-3-1 zone, which I think benefits us a little more when a team plays zone, because then we can get it into our sides and then kick it out to our shooters, where I think Nemaha is going to put a little more on-ball pressure and force our girls to make good passes with pressure on them. And that's going to be what we see with Centralia, Valley Heights, Lynn, and all those good teams in the TVL, so it'll be a good test for us.
Well, I know I've talked with you and multiple other coaches too as well. A good part about playing a tough non-con schedule is it gets you ready for, again, probably the toughest league in the state of Kansas, which is the Twin Valley League. Again, talking with Chris Bikeman, head coach of the Hanover girls basketball team. Chris, I appreciate your time this week. I look forward to chatting a little bit more basketball with you here before Christmas break.
Well, thank you, Max, and looking forward to it, and everybody have a happy holidays.
Not everyone's going to become a Lennox dealer, so you'll be glad to know when you buy a Lennox from Hanover Electric Incorporated, you not only get the best products in the business, you also get a tradition of experience in making sure your home is as comfortable as it can be. Because every independent Lennox dealer must pass the Lennox Quality Dealer Standards Program, the toughest test in the industry. And what it means is you get a dealer you could always count on. Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
In your bustling lives, we're constantly on the move from hectic commutes to family outings. Blue Valley Insurance offers comprehensive auto coverage to keep you safe on every journey. Whether you're heading to work or driving your kids to practice, we've got you covered. Visit us at convenient locations in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville for personalized auto insurance solutions tailored to your needs. Drive with peace of mind knowing you're protected by Blue Valley Insurance.
In today's world, everyone is searching for answers. If cows are laying down, will it rain? Does gum really stay in your stomach for 7 years? How about Bigfoot? With so many mysteries, it's nice to have one clear answer. Fiber. Blue Valley Technologies proudly provides a robust fiber network with symmetrical speeds and unmatched reliability. And with 24/7 support, we are always here when you need us. Blue Valley Technologies Fiber Internet, because some things just shouldn't be a mystery.
Hanover Wildcats, Coach's Corner, a service of Hanover Electric, Blue Valley Technologies, Inline Construction, the Blue Valley Insurance Agency, Citizen State Banks, Handy's Hardware and Lumber, Midwest Products, and Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance.